Yo, what's goody with y'all? It's wait, fuck. Hold up. I hope the mic picked that up, but yo, what's goody with y'all? It's me, yall, here to serve and slay. I did too much. What the fuck is wrong with me? I hate you up here. Fuck you, dude. I'm gonna grip you by your shoulders and say this. Fuck you. Anyways, what's good with y'all? It's me, Jalala, and welcome back to another video. See, you read today's title and you thought, Jalala, it can't be. My girl cannot be depressed. Why are you down in the dumps, dude? Why are you so Debbie Downer? It's okay, man. I'm here to lift you up and subscribe and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, stay tapped in on my videos. But yeah, I would appreciate it if you hit that little red button for me. Yeah. Oh, why ain't you hitting it? Nah, come on, hit it for me. My fault. Anyways, you're probably wondering, yo, how long ago was this? When did you used to take antidepressants? How come I haven't heard of this? Bitch. Why is you bitching? You're not even my bitch, you tripping. I probably fucked up that whole thing too. But anyways. But I used to take them back in like 7th and 8th grade. For, obvious reasons. It says in the fucking name. But the thing is, it wasn't my prescription, it was my mom's. Because my mom's prescription was strong. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, bitch had me feeling like a, how do I say it? Motherfucking Sasuke Uchiha Heartless edits from 2020, bro. I felt like a badass while popping in bitches. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I felt like I had so much aura, which was so stupid. I was like a fucking dumb kid. But anyways, see, now I think this is time to get into the nitty gritty because I have nothing else to explain. It was my mom's medication. I used to pop it for my mental health. That's really about it. So let's get into the nitty and gritty of this video.
Need your love, I need your time. When everything's wrong, you make it right.
I'm gonna cover some stuff here, and I don't know how well organized it's gonna be because I'm doing this off the dome. Off the dome, Chrome, zone, dome, something like that. My fault. But yeah, I told y'all I did this shit back around like 7th to 8th grade. So let's talk about what it did to my relationships. See, I used to date this girl back in 8th grade. She was a really nice girl, she was a really nice individual. She was very soft spoken, I did her dirty. I not even dirty, I was just like a dickhead. So, one day, I don't even know how long we were dating at that time, probably like 2 weeks, and I thought it was like she was the one for me, and I thought I should put a fucking ring on it. But see, little did she know, I popped the antidepressant the day before. Or, no, that morning. I popped one that morning, and I was on my bus, and I was just like, damn, bro, I'm not even trying to do this shit. Man, fuck this relationship, bro. So, I went up to her, I don't even know when, it was probably during class, and I just said, bro, I ain't trying to have this shit for real, let's break up. And she said, okay, okay, and then we broke up. But, see, the thing is, why I brought this up is because antidepressants make, well, if it's not even out for you and your how much you're supposed to take, it really does devoid you of all feelings. And that's how I felt. That's how I specifically felt while taking them. I didn't really feel mad nor sad nor anything really. I just felt like some things were like annoying, if that makes sense. Like I thought more, I think, selfishly, logically, if that makes sense. Because it wasn't like, oh, you know what, I'm not ready for this girl. No, it was like, gonna have to talk to her and do all this boyfriend shit. That's too much work. That's too much of my time being wasted. It wasn't really anything that was like, valid enough. Even though it was middle school, so who really cares? But still, it was still, what I'm trying to say. But, so, I broke, how many times am I gonna say, I broke up with her because of the antidepressants. And it wasn't really a, kind of like a dumb or smart decision, looking back at the time. It's just like, it was that impulsive antidepressant decision that was like, I don't really care what anybody does or think or, do all this shit. It's just whatever to me now. So, there was that. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it does fuck up with your relationships. Antidepressants really could fuck up with you. My parents almost like broke up because of my mom's usage. She used to take so much, not even that much. She just used to pop 1 or 2, and it would like devoid her of all feelings. And she'd be like, "You're so annoying, bro. Get off my fucking phone." Which almost made her to break up with my stepdad. Thank God they didn't, because I would not be making these YouTube videos right now. I think I'd be dead. But anyways, now let's move on to like my second story. That's, you know, following this one. Again, 8th grade. 8th grade was the year I was really popping them. There was this girl that I knew. We're just gonna call her. Oh wait, we brought her up in the second story, or in another story. If you check out my 41 long minute video, you know, hit that like button, subscribe, and whatever. But you know, if you go check that one out, I brought up a girl named La Güera. See, I used to know her back in 8th grade too, and we used to email each other because your boy didn't have any, you know, social media, no phone, no number, broke, no money, no bitches, no style, no nothing. But yeah, so we used to email from time to time, and you know, one day we were emailing, and I don't even know what we were talking about, but I just remember her like saying a joke, and I didn't find that funny. I was like, bro, cut that shit. Shit was not funny, bro. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're so annoying, bro. Get the fuck off my shit. She's like, bro, why are you being so mean all of a sudden? I'm like, why are you being so annoying? Get the fuck off my, get the fuck out my mailbox, bro. Get this shit out of my face. And yeah, like I said, well, again, La Güera, she's crazy, bro. If you check out that video, but she's crazy. So even at that time, but even then, I was just really disrespectful towards her, and I wasn't really a nice individual. I wasn't really like chilling with nobody. I really thought like shit didn't matter, you know. It was just like I don't really fucking care, bro. That's why, again, this is like the more serious note. I don't fuck with antidepressants, and I really don't fuck with like the giving out to them. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm very like pro, use weed for mental health and stuff like that, medical usage, or you know, medical usage or whatever, because I do believe in its like natural properties and in how it can or can't help people. But then again, some people don't agree with me. Some people have their own opinion. That's my opinion. I don't fuck with antidepressants because of how, if it's too much, it genuinely just avoids you of all feelings and shit. And you know, I'm gonna tell you these stories just to, you know, hopefully somebody watches this and is like, okay, not worth it. So now let's get into the scary.
Hey. I want to pray to the Lord for better aim. I'll get you started. Lord, help George Cooper hit something other than the buffet.
Part when I got off of them, right? See, when I got off of them, I don't remember. I think it was around like midway through 8th grade, because my parents noticed some behavior. One thing that did happen to me is that I didn't really feel a lot of physical pain, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. I just didn't care, you know. I really didn't feel a lot, and for a point that made me even more depressed when I was off them. And when I was off them, we'll get into that a little later, but you know, I did some dumb shit. I used to like, you can probably infer of what I'm trying to say. I don't want to say it because of YouTube guidelines and stuff. My video got strike last time, even though I said nothing about it. And then if the part that I did think I said something about it, I had to edit it out. But guess what? Striked again. Restricted again. Bro! YouTube. You know, pretty cool. But anyways, let's get into the topic of what happened to when I got off of them. See, it took a while for me to get off. Again, some stuff had to happen for me to get off of them. My parents had to get involved to stop me from taking them. They had to hide it away from me. So now it made me very paranoid. Very, very paranoid. There were nights where I thought people were looking out my window, or like looking through my window. See, like I thought people were watching me. At all times, I felt like people were watching me through my window, through the corners, everything. I used to pace so much around my room, trying to like tell myself, no, nobody can be watching you. You live on the second story. Nobody can watch you. And if there were, police would stop them. Somebody would say something. It would be nights of me spending genuine like time trying to convince myself that, yo, nobody's watching me right now. There's no drone outside. There's no eyes in the fucking corner of your room. There's nothing. And sometimes when I'd be like laying on my bed, just like trying to go to sleep, I think there was a pair of eyes just staring into me, like staring back at me, in the midst of like the darkness that you have when your eyes are closed. That shit was terrifying. I would like pace around my room. I had to like, I check out my window every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds I look out, I'll be like, okay, nobody's there. Nobody's there. And God forbid my window would like, or like the little blinds on my window, would like shuffle. Cause I will go into full on like, yo, I'm gonna die today mode. It was terrible. I don't know what, possessed me to do that shit. I don't. It was so bad. I was paranoid 24/7, and I don't know if it was withdrawals or anything like that. And I do think I developed a stutter from it, because I don't remember having a stutter back in 7th grade or 8th grade for that matter. But the second I got off, I kind of noticed like freshman year I started develop.
Old trapping that nigga, how you did that? 120, 30 days, I got real bad. Old rapping that nigga, how you...
Shut up. Started developing a stutter. Also, it's probably because I speak very fast. Don't know. But yeah, I don't recommend antidepressants to anybody. To this day, I still wouldn't. I prefer, if my closest friend is going through some bullshit depression, or like, not bullshit, but some bullshit that causes him depression, I'd tell him just to smoke weed instead. Or just to sit down with me and talk to me instead of taking that fucking medication. Because it's not the best. In my opinion, it's really not the best. Of course, it's from my personal experience and from what I've seen within my mom. It's not good for you. And I hope that if you watch this video, throughout the whole thing, you're like, oh, I get paranoid and I see people. I'm gonna start thinking people are watching me. Hell no, I'm not taking that bitch. So yeah, this was more of a cautionary video. I wanted to do something like this for a while. I wanted to make it more scientific, but then I remembered my GPA is not that high enough for me to be an intellect when it comes to like drugs right now. You know what? I'll do that if my channel blows up and I'm in my 30s still doing this shit. I might be doing that. But yeah. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed. Much more of a serious video. Of course, I try to make it as light as I could. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Stay safe. Clean out your yard. Clean out your bong. And you know what? Text your plug. See if he has something new. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe. Bye.